All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai has credited us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halakia from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shah, with another lesson. And in this lesson, man, matter of fact, we're just going to start with Isaiah 54:16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." You see, and this is a technology that's been given to who? Esau Edom's scientists, man, his nuclear physicists. You see, the ones who construct these these weapons of mass destruction, these ICBMs. Now I have an article here from the People's Voice from all the way back in 2018. You see? So about 6 years ago, right? Yeah, about 6 years ago. And it's talking about what? The nuclear firepower that Russia has. And why? And this was just something I was just scrolling down the first page, and I scrolled down and it had like a little archive section, and this is one of the first articles they had from all the way back in 2018. And it says what? Pentagon confirms Russia has doomsday torpedo twice as powerful as world's biggest nuke. Now, do you think this is by coincidence? This is a chance happening? No, man. This is all the will. You said fact checked by the People's Voice community. You see? So this is accurate information. And it's all according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah that Russia has this type of weaponry. Do you know why? Because Russia is going to spearhead the destruction of America. And you're going to have other nations join in with Russia to add more firepower to destroy America. Why? Because that's the Most High's will. This is the fate of America, and you're watching one of the biggest players who's going to have one of the biggest parts in the destruction of this place, and this is why the Most High is allowing them to develop this type of technology. You see that? The Russian scientists are bringing what? What are they bringing forth? The waster to destroy, man. These nuclear missiles. And this technology is far beyond anything that America has. So now let's read some of this article. It says, and the reason I'm bringing this out is because you just had a couple weeks ago where Russia is changing their nuclear stance. You see? They're developing more nuclear missiles. You got the Russian President Vladimir Putin telling you that we didn't make these missiles to not be used. So it's all leading to what? Nuclear war. Because that's how this third world war is going to be. Going to be fought by way of fire and brimstone. Right? Before we get that, this is Revelation 11:14 says what? The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. You see that? And we see World War III intensifying as the days go by. You see? It's happening. That's all you hear all over the news. In the presidential debate, they was talking about what? Each candidate was talking about how one or the other was going to draw America into World War III. And guess what? It's going to happen, no matter who gets in there. Because it's inevitable, because it's the Most High's will. Because the fate of America, according to the Most High's will, is to be destroyed by way of fire. And he's going to use the Medes, a.k.a. the Russians, you see, to spearhead it. Now, with all this talk of World War III going on in the news, alternative media, and even on the mainstream media, they're talking about how possible is it for a draft to happen. The House is passing bills for male and females 18 to 34, no, 18 to 30, 18 to what? Was it 26? Or something like that, 18 to 26 or something like that, for male and female to be drafted. Because what? Their recruiting numbers are down. Because the Americans are not in that patriotic spirit as they was in the first two world wars. So they're talking about a draft, and it's going to be mandatory, and that's all laid out in biblical prophecy. You see? But how is this third world's war, going to be fought? It tells you in Isaiah chapter 6. No. Isaiah 9 and 5, Salakia. It says what? For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, because the ancient wars will be fought by way of what? Close quarters combat. You see? Hand to hand combat, or what? Sword and shield. Where you put the two armies in array, and a war crowd would be let out, and they would charge at each other, and chaos would ensue. The clashing of sword and shield. You see, men screaming because they've been pierced through with a spear, or been sliced in half with a sword, causing the garments to be rolled in blood. These are how the ancient battles were fought, and they give you a perfect illustration through movies like Troy, 300, Game of Thrones. Even the Patriots showed some of that close quarters combat. They was doing that guerrilla warfare though. You see, but that's how you know what? And then some of the battle scenes, you see how they used to fight those old wars, man. They would just line up in the ranks. You see, get the muskets ready, and they would just fire at each other. It wasn't no dodging. They would just walk towards each other, shooting. You see, that's how the ancient battles were fought. But what does it say about this one? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, in the form of what? In the form of ICBM warheads raining down from the skies, man. You see, and here we are. This is all the way back in 2018. Russia has a doomsday torpedo twice as powerful as world's biggest nuke. That's major, man. Very major. So I'm going to have to go back through these articles. This is 2018, but he goes on to say, the Pentagon has confirmed that the Russian government is developing the world's most powerful nuclear weapon, the Doomsday Torpedo. And I'm pretty sure they perfected it by now. You see? It says, well, according to a leaked copy of the Pentagon's nuclear posture review, Russia is close to building a new intercontinental nuclear-armed undersea autonomous torpedo. Good Lord. Look at this shit. Oh, man. Popular Mechanics reports the existence of the weapon known as Canyon to the Pentagon and Ocean Multi-Purpose System Status 6 to Russia was first leaked by Russian television in November 2015. A test involving the Sarov-class submarine mothership was leaked in December 2016. The Nuclear Posture Review report dated January 2018 lists the weapon as part of Russia's underwater nuclear arsenal. So not only do they have ICBMs they can fire from land, that they can fire from submarines, they also have torpedoes. You see? They have an underwater nuclear arsenal. You see? That's not a coincidence. That's all the working of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. That's what that is. You see? Because the Most High's purpose is being fulfilled in the earth. And his purpose to do is to do what? To destroy America with fire and flame in the form of ICBM nuclear warheads. It says what? Here's a screen capture with Cain circled in red. Cain is reportedly a very large, long-range autonomous underwater vehicle that has a range of 6,200 miles, a maximum depth of 3,280 feet, and a speed of 100 knots, which is roughly around 110 miles per hour. You see? According to claims in leaked Russian documents. And I don't know if you ever went 100 miles per hour. It's pretty fast. You see? So not only can they come from above, they can come out of the sea. You see, Russia has that they had the hypersonic glide vehicles that can get warheads from Russia to America in less than 15 minutes. Now it's being uncovered that what? They have these underwater nuclear missiles as well, man. So the Most High has all bases covered when it comes to the destruction of America. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. You see? It will happen. For all you unbelievers out there. It says what? Leaked Russian documents. But what really makes Cain nightmare fuel is the drone torpedoes payload. A 100 megaton thermal nuclear weapon. By way of comparison. Now listen. The atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima was 16 kilotons, or the equivalent of 16,000 tons of TNT or dynamite, right? Cain's nuke would be the equivalent of 100 million tons of TNT. Whew, do you see that? 100 million tons of TNT? It says what? That's twice as powerful as SAR, Bomba, the most powerful thermonuclear weapon ever tested. Dropped on New York City, a 100 megaton bomb would kill 8 million people outright and injure 6 million more. Do you see the devastation that these nukes are going to cause? Now imagine all these missiles they have with those that can carry multiple payloads, which is the nuclear warhead. This is why we're telling you that when these warheads start to rain down upon America, everything is going to be wiped out, and it's laid out clearly in prophecy, man. It's going to kill, if it was to drop, 8 million are going to die outright and injure 6 million more. That's devastation, man. And this is why the scriptures tell you that the earth is going to reel to and fro. You see? Now it goes on to say, Cain is designed to attack coastal areas, destroying cities, naval bases, and ports. The megabomb would also generate an artificial tsunami that would surge inland, spreading radioactive contamination with the advancing water. To make matters worse, there are reports the warhead is salted with the radioactive isotope cobalt-60. Contaminated areas would be off limits to humanity for up to 100 years. Wow. And we know America's going to burn for a very long time. You see? This place is going to burn for a very, very long time, man. You have to worry about it being contaminated, because ain't shit going to be here except for desert creatures. It's all laid out in prophecy, man. Now, it says what? Cain is designed to get around American ballistic missile defenses, primarily the ground-based interceptor missiles based in Alaska and California. Bro, this is all prophecy, man. Yeah, let's finish up because that's all. This is all prophecy. It says what? Matter of fact, matter of fact. No, let's keep going. It says what? Canyon is designed to get around American ballistic missile defenses, primarily the ground-based interceptor missiles based in Alaska and California. Although GBI is meant to counter small numbers of intercontinental ballistic missiles from rogue countries such as Iran and North Korea, Russia wants to make it abundantly clear that it could still penetrate U.S. defenses even if they were scaled up to deal with larger, more powerful nuclear arsenals. And what is that? That's prophecy, because it tells us in the book of Joel, chapter 2, the terrible visitation, Joel 2:1, it says what? Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All the inhabitants of what land? The land of America. The prophets are out here blowing the trumpet, sounding the alarm by preaching and prophesying daily. You see? Telling you that the day of the Lord is at hand. Now, what is the day of the Lord entail? Verse 2 tells us what? A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have not ever been the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. And that goes into what? Those nuclear missiles. They're likened unto an army, man. You see? This type of destructive power has never been on the earth in this fashion, man. So why is it like this now? It's because these missiles are being developed and perfected to fulfill the Most High's will and the destruction of America. That's why. And once these nukes are shot off, there will be no more need for nuclear missiles, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be a kingdom of peace. Ain't going to be no more weapons of war, as it tells you in Isaiah chapter 2 and in Micah chapter 4, if I'm mistaken. You see? There's never been this type of destructive power on the earth ever. And the only reason it is here, and the Most High is allowing it, is to fulfill his will in destroying Babylon the Great, which is America. Verse 3 says what? A fire devoureth before them, which is what? The ICBM missile, the destructive payload. And behind them a flame burner, which is what? The rocket propulsion system, getting that weapon from one end of the earth to the other. You see, from his silo in Russia or wherever else they are. You see, to the target, which is America. That's the flame that burneth behind them. It says what? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them, because the land is built up. All these different cities. You see, you got the mountains and the valleys. Just everything is going to be completely destroyed. You see? Everything in this place is going to be burned up as if it never existed. This is why the Most High is allowing these nations to build up these weapons. And nothing here in the land of America is going to escape except for the remnant. Let me say it like this. Nothing in America is going to escape except for the 1/3. Those who have been ordained to receive salvation at the second coming of our Lord Yahushua. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We are the only ones that's going to escape from this, destruction that's coming. The rest of you people are fucked. Verse 4 says what? The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, swift, as it goes on, it says, as horsemen, so shall they run. They're going to be swift. Like we know, Russia has developed hypersonic ICBMs, man, that can get these missiles from one end of the earth to the other in less than 15 minutes. That's very fast. That's very swift. That's very powerful. You see? Verse 5. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array, because this is the army, one of the armies of the Most High. These are the weapons of the Most High's indignation. This is the punishment that's about to befall America. Why? For all the things that have been done unto us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans here. This is the punishment of Esau here in America, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is going to cause fire to rain from the skies in the form of 200 million thermonuclear warheads. Verse 6 says what? Before their face, the people are much pain. All faces gather blackness. You see that? All that mocking, that scoffing, that shit talking, you walking by the camp, snickering and grinning, making fun of the men of the Lord. You see? You out here trying to backstab the men of the Lord. You got something against the men of the Lord. You talking against our Father Yahweh. You talking against his son Yahweh Shai. When these warheads start to rain, it says what? You people are going to be much pain. You're going to know you fucked. That's going to be what? Pains of terror. It says, well, all faces gather blackness. And that goes into sorrow, gloom, despair, a complete loss of hope. They show you that in anime sometimes, man. When the character gets in a state of despair, he gets real gloomy. He in a state of distress, his face goes black. All hope is lost. And that's what's coming for you people. You see? That's what's coming to the people of America. Verse 7 says what? They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. They're going to go exactly where Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai wants them to go. And the main destination for these nuclear weapons is going to be here to America. You see? Verse 8 says what? Neither shall one thrust another. Ain't gonna be no mid-air clashes like they show you in the movies and shit, all dramatic. Nah. Every single one of these ICBM warheads is going to hit its target. It says what? They shall walk everyone in this path by way of that GPS. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. That goes right into what the article said. Because when you go into this word for sword, it tells us what? Sword. It says what? Weapon, missile, sprout. So that goes into the missile defense system. When these rocket propulsion systems get these payloads to their destination and start to drop them down into the atmosphere, those missile defense systems are going to be useless. And you had through the spirit, Vladimir Putin said what? What did he say through the spirit? It says that just this Cain one, right? Cain is designed to get around American ballistic missile defenses. That's prophecy. That's Joel 2. That's what we're reading. You see? And then it goes on to say right here, Russia wants to make it abundantly clear that it could still penetrate U.S. defenses even if they were scaled up to deal with larger, more powerful nuclear arsenals. That's Joel 2. This is what we're reading right here. You see, those missile defense systems are useless. Why? Because it's the Most High's will. There is no hope for America. There is no getting out of it. There is not one ICBM missile, you see, that's gonna be useless. Every single one of those warheads is gonna do its job according to the Most High's will. You see? So Joel 2:8, neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. The missile defense systems in America are going to be useless when this time comes. Verse 9 says what? They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows as a thief. You see, and it's going to what? They're going to rain from the skies. It tells you that in Isaiah 34. Then shall my sword bathe in heaven. You see that? That's what's coming. And it shall come down upon Idumea. And we'll get it next. Verse 10 says what? The earth shall quake before them. And you see how powerful these missiles are. Just one payload from this canyon is 100 million tons of is the equivalent of 100 million tons of TNT that can wipe out 8 million easy. That death toll is going to rise quick once these things start to fall and detonate on the soils of America, man. That death toll is going to rise quickly. You see? Let's finish this. It says, Joel chapter 2 verse 10, the earth shall quake before them, the heaven shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Because once these missiles start to rain down and those warheads detonate and it starts to engulf everything in this place, and that thermonuclear flame and that smoke starts to rise, it's going to block out the lights of heaven, man. This is what's coming to this place. America is about to suffer the same fate as Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And you thought we was bullshitting this whole time. But it's not a coincidence that these nations, especially Russia, are developing these type of weapon systems, man. This is all of the Most High. It's laid out in prophecy, man. And it was ordained from the beginning. You see? Verse 11 says what? Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that executeth his word. That's what's being done here. The Most High is executing his word through men on the earth. Everything that's planned on the earth is the Most High's will being done. Is his word being executed by different players. You see? By different actors in the movie. Everybody has their lot. Everybody has their role. They have their purpose to fulfill according to the Most High's will. And Russia is doing exactly what the Most High created them to do. Develop these crazy ass weapon systems for the sole purpose of what? Destroying America and punishing the inhabitants thereof, man. It says what? For the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? And the only one who are going to be able to survive this is going to be the remnant of the nation of Israel, with the 1/3 being delivered out of the destruction of America, because that's what's coming. This is what's coming. You can continue to snigger and grin and talk shit to us, but you will not escape. You see? What Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has ordained to come to pass, you see, in America, man. Because it's coming. It's coming. This is Isaiah chapter 34. It says what? Yup. Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. That sword being bathed in heaven is talking about these ICBM missiles, man. These warheads. These missiles with the warhead payload. Coming down upon Idumea, which are the Edomites, the so-called white race, which are the people of the Most High's curse to judgment. Why? For what they've done unto the Israelites, and that's what they've been ordained to be that from the beginning. They're the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction that you read about in the book of Romans chapter 9. You see? Verse 6 says what? The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have a sacrifice in Basra, which is what? That used to be a chief, well, that is a chief city in Esau's original dwelling place. But now, it spiritually represents America, Esau's chief dwelling place. In a great slaughter in the land of in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea, which is what? America, Babylon the Great, Esau's chief dwelling place. You see, this is Esau's land, man. America belongs to the so-called white man. And that's where the majority of those missiles are going to come. Verse 7 says what? The unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. Why? For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion, for all the shit that has been done unto the Most High's people here in this land. That's why this judgment is coming. You see, for all the rape, robbery, and murder that you Edomites have committed against the Israelites, this is why this is about to happen. This is you finally receiving your judgment from the Almighty. Something that you never thought would come. But you were sadly mistaken, man. Verse 9 says what? And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch, by way of what? By way of fire. It shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. And that goes right along with what it says in Revelation chapter 14. The destruction of America is right here. It's right here, man. And you can go read the rest of this, because we go through it all the time. And I want to get this right here, and we'll wrap it up on this one. Because this destruction of America is talked about so much all throughout these scriptures, man. It's talked about so much all throughout these scriptures. Isaiah 13, Isaiah 34, we just read it in Joel chapter 2. Jeremiah talks about it. You see? All the prophets talk about it. It's talked about, the Apostle Peter talks about it. It's talked about in the book of Revelation. You see? That place that's going to suffer that fatal destruction by way of fire is talking about America, man. You see? And for all you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are hearing this message, you need to repent. So you and believe upon our Lord Yahweh Shah, so you can be saved up out of this thing, man. Now listen. Isaiah 13 and 17 says what? Behold, I will stir up the Medes, which represents the Russians, against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity upon the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare. You see that? Once these missiles start to fall down upon America, they're not going to give a damn about who's here. If you're left here on the soils of America when these ICBMs fall, you're cooked, literally. You see? They're not going to give a damn about man, woman, or child. The only ones who are going to escape this is the 1/3, man. Now it goes on to say, and Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. You see, this land that's full of fucking witchcraft, man. You see? Shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How did the Most High overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By way of fire and brimstone raining from the heavens. This time, it's going to be in the form of nuclear warheads raining from heaven to engulf this place from the north to the south to the east to the west in nuclear flame, man. Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah is going to make an example out of this place. And it's crazy because I went to the store earlier and I just seen a nigga, 6'5" nigga with a pink wig on with a goddamn 5 o'clock shadow. You see, then seen another nigga in the damn store with a fucking red bodysuit on. Madness, man. Madness just all throughout this land. And the Most High is going to put an end to it by what? Bringing that fire. Verse 20 says what? It shall never be inhabited. And that lets us know it ain't talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon is modern day Iraq. You see? It tells you that this place that's going to suffer the same fate as Sodom and Gomorrah would never be inhabited again. If that was talking about ancient Babylon, no one would be living there now. So this prophecy wasn't pertaining to that place. It was pertaining to this place. This is the place that's going to be what? Completely eradicated, and no one will ever inhabit it again. Isaiah 13:20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. Neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. No more heathen coming over here, setting up shop, making money off the backs of the Israelites. It's over with. But what's going to happen? Verse 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And the owl shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. The Most High stamped this place with the expiration date, just like he did all the other empires before it. America's not fucking special. This place has been slated to go down, and that's what's going to happen. And it won't go 1 second past the expiration date that the Most High has stamped on this place. When the Most High finally says it's time for this place to go, it's going to go. And that day is fastly approaching because we see the signs of the times. We hear all the talking points. We see how the nations are moving. This thing is about to pop, man. Matter of fact, we're ending on this one. Let's get it. Let's end it here. Let's get 2nd Esdras 16. Yep, Isaiah. 2nd Esdras 16:13, it says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. What is this talking about? This is talking about these nuclear weapons, man. Because we know and understand you cannot shoot an arrow from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. But these missiles have a code name. They're known as arrows, man. You see? These are the arrows of the Most High. The silo being the bow, the missile being the arrow. And they're not going to be missed when they're shot into the ends of the world, which is what? ICBM, Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. You see? This is what's coming to this place. And look, the weapons are being developed, have been in development to fulfill the will of the Most High, man. And this man, you see, he's going to spearhead this destruction, man, as it is written. So I ended there, man. And with that, I'm going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakbadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing his work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Babal.